Kirn Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @QuenReview. That is @CuenDreview. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@quenreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CuenDreview.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's recording, as published on Wednesday the 12th of March 2025, is read to you by volunteers Hunter, Ian, Jahan and Philip, and we hope you enjoy the recording. Huge 13% council tax hike. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Households in East Dunbartonshire will be hit with one of the biggest council tax rises in the country. Bills will rise by 13% in April, with only residents in the local authority areas of Falkirk and Orkney facing bigger hikes. It means the annual Band D charge will rise from £1,415 per year to £1,599 per year, an annual increase of £184. East Dunbartonshire Council met on Thursday evening to approve the revenue and capital budgets for 2025-2026, which will see £379.127 million spent on delivering essential services, whilst also committing to significant investment across the area. To ensure the Council has a balanced budget and that all its proposed investments are carried out, whilst also bridging a budget gap of £23.946 million, a rise of 13% in council tax was agreed. This increase includes 2.7% for the unfunded element of employers' national insurance and 2.1% for the delivery of a new Balmouldy primary school. Council leader Gordon Lowe said, "We continue to face increasing demand for our services whilst the cost of delivering these continues to escalate. Local government is facing incredibly difficult financial pressures, which makes setting a balanced budget extremely challenging. With no respite from ever-rising construction costs, our asset development aspirations continue to be impacted. We have, however, managed to set an idea budget that reduces our costs, increases our income, and continues to deliver our essential services in the heart of our communities. We believe our agreed revenue and capital budgets provide the best possible approach to delivering our priorities, providing the best possible services to the people of East Dunbartonshire, and protecting our invaluable workforce. The revenue budget, which pays for the day-to-day running of the council, is mainly funded by the Scottish Government, with approximately 23% coming from council tax. Capital money can only be used on one-off, long-term initiatives, such as play parks and new buildings. Together, the 2025-2026 Revenue Budget and Capital Programme aims to maintain key local services, invest in vital infrastructure, including progressing designs for the construction of a new Westerton Primary School and the construction of a new Balmouldy Primary School, invest in improvement works across the school estate, including at Bearsden and Mulgai Primaries, and feasibility studies at several other schools. Invest £1 million to refurbish sports pavilions at Merkland Recreation Centre, Thorn Park and Colquhoun Park. Invest £1.16 million in upgrading sports pitches at Merkland Recreation Centre and Hunters Hill Community Sports Hub. Invest £0.3 million to complete a feasibility study for upgrading sports facilities at Oakburn Park, Mulgai. Invest in revitalising Campsie Memorial Hall. Invest in 15 new mechanical school crossing points and recruit a further 12 school crossing patrollers. Further budget decisions to bridge the funding gap include a range of management and operational efficiencies and cuts which are designed to save millions of pounds. Councillor Lowe added, "The work undertaken by council officers to deliver every possible cost reduction right across the organisation to reduce our revenue spend without impacting on service delivery is to be commended. The financial efficiencies to balance the 2025-26 budget contain a combination of measures, including proposals and actions by the Chief Executive and Chief Finance Officer across Council and HSCP, Health and Social Care Partnership, services to deliver over £5.6 million in efficiencies. There was agreement across the Chamber that setting a balanced budget hasn't been easy, and that we will continue to make representation to Scottish and Westminster governments to seek additional funding to ensure that we can continue to deliver vital services for our communities. Around half the revenue budget is spent on education, with 20% on health and social care. The remainder is used to deliver operational services, including waste, roads, flood prevention and open space maintenance." And that article was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Ian. This week in history. March 13, 1985. Russian leader Konstantin Chernenkov was buried in Red Square as Mikhail Gorbachev became the youngest member of the ruling Politburo at 54. On this day of last year, a small study found that spending quality time with dogs could reduce stress and anxiety. Brain scans of healthy 30 adults showed that simply interacting with dogs, whether grooming, feeding or playing, generated electrical activity in the brain associated with relaxation, concentration, creativity and attention. March the 14th, 1964. Jack Ruby was found guilty in Dallas of killing Lee Harvey Oswald, alleged assassin of President John F. Kennedy, and was sentenced to death. He died of a blood clot in the lung in 1967. March 15th, 1984. Only 21 of Britain's 174 coal mines were working as strikes against the Coal Board's 5.2% pay offer and its pit closure programme became official. March 16, 1947. Almost 600,000 acres of farming land were submerged by floodwaters on the Fens as the River Ouse overflowed and a million sheep died. Storm damage came to more than £20 million. March 17, 1921. The first birth control clinic was set up in London by Dr. Marie Stopes. On this day last year, Cockney Rebel frontman Steve Harley died peacefully at home at the age of 73. And that was this week in history. Rents rise 4% as council plans to improve homes. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Council tenants in East Dunbartonshire will see their rents rise by 4%. The increase, which was agreed when councillors met last week to set the housing revenue and capital budget, will take the average weekly rent to £101.57 over 48 weeks, an increase of £3.91 per week. A 4% increase for lock-up and garage site rents was also approved. Included in the budget is the Housing Capital Investment Plan, which has been developed with two overarching strategic priorities: to improve the energy efficiency and quality of the existing housing stock, and to increase the supply of affordable housing throughout the area. The Housing Services Expenditure Budget for 2025-26 is estimated at £16.706 million, while the Housing Capital Budget includes investment of just under £8 million across the existing estate. An allocation of £15.375 million to the Affordable Housing Investment Programme was agreed. The Housing Capital Budget investment of just under £8 million across the existing estate includes just over £6 million to improve the quality and energy efficiency of existing council houses to meet quality and environmental standards. Over £2.8 million on housing quality, including a replacement programme for windows, doors, kitchens and bathrooms, and £3 million on energy efficiency measures. Additionally, a planned approach to preventative roofing measures, fencing, and a close painting programme for the existing housing stock were also outlined. The budget also includes a further £4 million for the purchase of properties from the open market. Council leader Councillor Gordon Lowe said, "Despite the financial challenges facing all local authorities, we feel with this budget we have continued to show our commitment in investing in the development of our existing housing supply, while proactively adding to it. We have outlined plans that will see over 300 new properties progressing through development across 9 locations right across the area. Our proposal to build these new homes to Passive House standards ensures that we maximise energy efficiency, minimise heat demand and deliver the twin goals of negligible carbon emissions whilst addressing fuel poverty. This is good news for Eastern Bartonshire and a step towards our net zero carbon commitments. A further £4 million to purchase properties from the open market will see the council purchasing around 25 properties a year, focusing on areas where it is challenging to build whilst to meet specific local demand." Speaking about the rent rise, Councillor Lowe added, "The rent from our housing estate directly supports our housing operations and housing investment right across the estate. Our aim is to ensure rent remains affordable for our tenants. Our agreed rent increase of 4% is the third lowest of the 15 comparison authorities considered in our budget planning process and over 2% lower than the comparison average of 6.1%. And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Ian.
Pensioners will be hit hard, as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. Concern for pensioners struggling with the cost of living crisis and now facing further increases in bills was expressed by Conservative Councillor Billy Henry during last week's Eastern Bartonshire Council budget meeting. Councillor Henry said that a 13% council tax increase for hard-working Eastern Bartonshire residents was unprecedented. This would be particularly challenging for many people, he said, as it comes at a time when the fuel cap is going up, businesses are struggling to retain staff due to the rise in employers' national insurance contributions, and increases are coming right across the board. He added that many older people in Eastern Bartonshire do not get a decent income, with many impacted by issues with pension credit and the loss of their winter fuel allowances. Councillor Henry said it would be financially battered by the third highest council tax increase in Scotland. He did, however, express the Conservative group's support for the building of more council houses, noting that many people are finding it very difficult to get on the property ladder. Councillor Henry also added that he was so proud of what Margaret Thatcher's government did for the people of Britain through the right to buy. His parents were among the first to use it, allowing them to better themselves, but the politics of envy existed to this day. Labour's focus is on housing. The Labour group on Eastern Bartonshire Council has secured a number of measures in relation to housing. As well as recognising the housing emergency and establishing a housing forum, the group also secured commitments to pilot a decorating programme, subject to full costing being carried out, and a commitment to sustainable technologies. Labour group leader Councillor Aaron Moyer said, "I don't think it comes as any surprise that development of affordable housing and social housing is a key policy for this group." He welcomed an acknowledgement of the need to secure further sites for social and affordable housing. He added that the new housing forum would heighten the status of all related matters, including new construction and using sustainable technologies, especially as young people in particular were finding it extremely difficult to find homes.
Awards for Apprentices by Kevin McRoberts. West Scotland MSP Pam Gozel was delighted to present awards to 2 outstanding apprentices from Eastern Bartonshire. To coincide with Apprenticeship Week, Pam organises her own annual Apprenticeship Awards for outstanding apprenticeship work in East and West and Bartonshire. This was the 3rd year of the Scottish Conservative and Unionist MSP's awards, and included among the winners were Chloe McInnes of Salon Euphoria in Lenzie and Ellie Gall of Riverside Childcare in Kirkintilloch. Both winners exemplified outstanding work and stood out amongst the many nominees. Pam said, "I was delighted to hold my 3rd annual Apprenticeship Awards to celebrate Apprenticeship Week in Scotland. Amongst the winners were 2 excellent apprentices, Chloe McInnes and Ellie Gall. Both these winners showcase the benefit that apprentices have on developing careers and supporting businesses across Scotland. I am delighted on behalf of both these winners and wish them all the success in the future." Salon Euphoria owner Laura Mason commented, "We are all incredibly proud of Chloe for winning this award. Seeing her confidence and skills grow has been a rewarding journey to be part of." At Salon Euphoria Lenzie, we value apprenticeships for the opportunities they create, helping to develop local talent and strengthen our community. This achievement highlights the importance of investing in the next generation, and we remain committed to supporting apprenticeships. Riverside Childcare Manager Caroline Reddy said, "On behalf of all of us at Riverside Childcare, we want to extend our warmest congratulations to Ellie again on her outstanding achievement. Ellie has been an important part of the team since starting at Riverside and, as with all apprentices, plays a vital role in ensuring that the children within our care are provided with high-quality learning experiences in a caring and nurturing environment. We would also like to thank Pam for this wonderful experience and allowing some of the children to attend Parliament and partake in the celebrations." That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Pupils supported and motivated at Lenzie Academy. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Pupils at Lenzie Academy are supported and encouraged to have high expectations and aspirations. That's one of the school's key strengths, according to a report by Education Scotland inspectors. An inspection team visited Lenzie Academy in November, and their findings have now been published, with the school being rated good for leadership of change and ensuring well-being, equality and inclusion, and very good for learning, teaching and assessment, and raising attainment and achievement. Inspectors reported that head teacher Brian Patterson, who has been in a role for 13 years, and senior leaders work well with staff across the school and, in turn, work well to support young people in their learning. The inspection report says, young people learn in a calm and supportive environment where they enjoy mutually respectful and very positive relationships with staff. Young people are proud of their school and demonstrate highly respectful behaviour in their interactions with each other and staff. School staff have high expectations and aspirations for young people. Staff have established a motivating and supportive learning environment in classrooms that is contributing to positive outcomes for learners. As a result, young people are ambitious, enjoy their learning, and are highly motivated to achieve highly. This is a major strength and is improving attainment across the school. Inspectors also found that young people enjoyed opportunities to learn independently with their peers and in larger groups. They readily shared their ideas and responses with their teachers and each other. A few areas for improvement were identified, including the head teacher ensuring that all school priorities were reviewed effectively, and senior leaders continuing to focus on how staff plan carefully to meet the needs of all learners. Lenzie Academy has a roll of just under 1,400 pupils, and inspectors found attendance was generally above the national average. Overall, the inspection team was confident the school had the capacity to continue to improve, and so no further visits will be required in connection with this inspection. And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts, read by E. McKenna.
Dedication of Cairn, a memorial cairn dedicated to patients from Woodley Hospital who are buried in an unmarked common grave in Alldale Cemetery in Kirkintilloch, will be unveiled this week. Within months of the opening of the Woodley Lunatic Pauper Asylum on October the 22nd, 1875, right up until 2001, many patients were buried in the unmarked hospital common grave. Dr. Elizabeth Swain, a local retired Kirkintilloch GP, and a group of passionate mental health advocates have raised over £2,000 to mark the final resting place of those who died in Woodley, but who until now have no memorial. The memorial cairn will be dedicated at a short service on Thursday, March the 13th at 2 p.m, led by Reverend Ruth Morrison of St Mary's, Canon Gerard of St Flannan's and David Smith of the Baptist Church. The cairn is accessible by car or on foot from the top entrance to the cemetery at Aldale Road. Tea will be available afterwards at the Baptist Church.
Join the volunteers at Stob Hill by Kevin McRoberts. A former NHS employee has swapped her uniform for a Red Volunteers t-shirt, and now she's encouraging others to do the same. Sandra O'Neill spent 30 years in the operating theatres at Glasgow Royal Infirmary, and when she retired, she felt she couldn't leave her old world behind. She signed up to be a volunteer at New Stob Hill Hospital and hasn't looked back. Based at the main entrance, Sandra and her volunteer colleagues provide a warm welcome to visitors and ensure they know where they are going on arrival. It may seem like a small gesture, but it keeps the hospital ticking and is appreciated by patients and staff alike. "I enjoy meeting people," said Sandra. "I've also had operations in the past and I wanted to give something back. The visitors are lovely. They always say thank you very much, or when they come back from the clinic, they'll say thank you for your help. It's nice. It's obviously different to the role that I had before retirement, but it's interesting to meet people again. You just feel part of the team." These roles have a hugely positive impact on patients, staff and services, alongside the benefits for each volunteer. "It gets you out of the house," explained Sandra. "I'm retired now, so it gets me out of the house for a few hours, and I enjoy meeting new people. I'm sure anyone who joins the volunteer team would enjoy it too." Fiona Smith, AHP Director and NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's Strategic Lead for Volunteering, said, "Volunteers like Sandra have an important role in supporting patients and staff here at New Stob Hill Hospital. We are actively looking for people from all walks of life to volunteer, and even just a few hours a week can have a huge impact. Becoming a volunteer is an opportunity for anyone within the community to give back and obtain new skills and experience. For more information about becoming a volunteer and to apply, visit www.nhsggc.scot/staff-recruitment/volunteering. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
MSP calls for rent controls. Eastern Berkshire Scottish Green MSP Ross Greer has urged the Scottish Government to support renters by extending protections currently set to end on April the 1st. In response to the cost of living crisis in 2022, Scottish Greens co-leader Patrick Harvey MSP introduced a temporary cap on rent increases. When this expired in 2024, a system allowing tenants to challenge rent increases was introduced. A system of permanent rent controls proposed by the Scottish Greens is currently being debated in Parliament. If approved by MSPs, it would come into force in 2027. Despite this, the Scottish Government has announced that the current temporary measure will expire at the end of this month. The cost of renting a two-bedroom home in Eastern Berkshire is £938, a rise of 61.4% since 2010. Ross said rents across Eastern Berkshire have skyrocketed. Private landlords are lining their pockets while renters pay the price. Our Green proposals for permanent rent controls are likely to be agreed by MSPs. Right now, renters are protected by temporary controls, but without further action by the Scottish Government, these protections will end. Removing these protections will result in households across Eastern Berkshire being hit with huge rent rises. If the Scottish Government is serious about supporting renters, the least they can do is extend these modest measures to help them through a cost of living crisis which is far from over.
Authors attend unveiling. New chapter for book publisher. Report by Kevin McRoberts. One of the UK's largest publishers was joined by leading authors for the unveiling of its new 550,000 square feet distribution centre and offices in Robroyston. And the company used the event to call for government support to tackle the crisis in children's reading. HarperCollins, founded as Collins & Co in Glasgow 206 years ago, launched the new premises on World Book Day before an audience of politicians, business leaders and authors. Geoffrey Archer, Jung Chang, Sarah Ferguson, Nigel Slater, Adele Parks, Kimberly Chambers, Jamila Gavin, Pete Irvin and Alistair Chisholm were among the authors present to hear the company's UK CEO Charlie Redmayne and global CEO Brian Murray explain their investment and underline their commitment to publishing. Author and illustrator Rob Biddulph joined the celebration between two local school visits for World Book Day. Mr Redmayne highlighted the publishing sector's £11 billion contribution to the UK economy as he unveiled the new site in Robroyston, which will employ 400 people and handle 110 million books a year and up to 3 million books a week during its busiest periods. Cabinet Secretary for Culture Angus Robertson, Scotland Office Minister Kirsty McNeill and Glasgow Lord Provost Jacqueline McLaren attended the celebration event. Mr Redmayne said, "A very considerable number of the books that make up about £11 billion will flow through these doors. We will continue to grow as long as people want great books, but that isn't guaranteed. We're currently seeing a real crisis in children's reading. Recent studies reveal that fewer than 25% of children read for pleasure frequently, and perhaps most worryingly, that only 40% of preschoolers are read to frequently. This is a problem for publishers. Children who don't grow up loving reading become adults who don't love reading. But also for the country. Children who read do better in life. It's as simple as that. They are not just our future customers, they are the country's future." So, to our guests from government, I asked, let's support them. Let's have story time in schools. Let's have libraries in primaries. Let's get this generation reading more than the last and build on that. We can't afford not to. To coincide with the launch, HarperCollins teamed up with Glasgow Life to donate a pack of 50 children's books to every primary school in the city. The new building sits in a 2 million square foot site that has been in development since planning was approved in July 2021. The distribution centre will hold more than 56,000 titles in 222,000 locations, with books moving and processed using cutting-edge KNAPP logistics automation. Scottish Enterprise provided HarperCollins with a £2.7 million grant to design and install the state-of-the-art robotic warehouse management system at the facility. Culture Secretary Angus Robertson MSP said, "I want to congratulate HarperCollins UK on the completion of its new Robert-Royston office and distribution centre. Built with sustainability and energy efficiency in mind, this facility is a very welcome investment that will support more than 400 local jobs, illustrating the creative industry's indispensable contribution to Scotland's society and our economy." UK Government Minister Kirsty McNeill said, "Scotland has a rich, world-famous literary tradition, and it was a pleasure to attend the unveiling of this truly impressive facility. The development of strong reading skills very much dovetails with the UK Government's pledge to deliver a decade of national renewal and opportunity for all through our plan for change. Literacy is a crucial tool in breaking cycles of poverty and, by working together, we can ensure no community is left behind in Scotland's future success." Books and lots more. HarperCollins' new site is home to most of the education and reference division of Collins, which publishes dictionaries, atlases, language resources and children's non-fiction, and is home to Scotland's education publisher Lecky. Collins published its first atlas in 1856, and the cartography team at Robroyston will publish everything from walking guides to the flagship Times Atlas of the World. It will provide mapping data for governments, NGOs, armies and technology companies. The HarperCollins archive will reside in Robroyston, holding rare first edition books, original artwork, correspondence and contracts relating to many literary greats, Agatha Christie, J.R.R. Tolkien, Boris Pasternak, A.A. Milne, and Michael Bond. The original Paddington illustrations, for example, will be held there. And that piece was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Ian. Injury to inspiration for artist. Artist and fairy maker Lisa Cochrane from Elm & Bee has embarked on a 365-day painting challenge, transforming a personal setback into a journey of creativity and resilience. Just weeks ago, Lisa, of Milton of Campsie, suffered a severe injury, breaking her dominant wrist in 3 places. Faced with the challenge of being unable to paint as she usually would, she made the bold decision to paint every single day for a year, using her non-dominant left hand to create miniature 7cm by 7cm artworks. This project is not just about adapting to a new way of creating, but also serves as a form of rehabilitation for her right hand, proving that art finds a way, no matter the obstacles. I believe everyone is creative. It's growing up that convinces us otherwise, said Lisa. This challenge is about embracing imperfection, finding joy in the process, and reconnecting with the magic all around us. Lisa's work is deeply inspired by Scottish folklore and the enchantment of nature. From painting on wood, vintage finds, and traditional canvases, to crafting handmade fell fairies from upcycled tartans and tweeds, she brings a unique blend of sustainability and storytelling to her art. Lisa is sharing this journey across her platforms, inviting others to follow along, be inspired, and embrace their own creative potential. Find out more at YouTube, www.youtube.com/@elm&bee, Facebook, www.facebook.com/elmandbee, Instagram, @elmandbee, and TikTok, @elmbeeart. And the author of that article is unattributed. It was read by me, Ian.
Volunteer Director wanted by Trust. Eastern Berkshire Leisure and Cultural Trust, EDLCT, has a vacancy for an independent director. This voluntary role involves working with partner directors and independent members of the Trust Board to oversee the delivery of local leisure and cultural services, with facilities including 3 leisure centres, a sports hub, 8 libraries, a museum and an art gallery, as well as Kirkintilloch Town Hall and Kilmerdinny House in Bearsden. Volunteers should be knowledgeable in either or both leisure and cultural services and or skilled in a professional or other capacity, such as finance and audit, that would add value and support to the board. Councillor Jim Gibbons, Chair of EDLC Trust, said, "We would like to hear from people who have an interest in public service and who are committed to promoting leisure and culture locally. On average, the successful applicant will serve on the Trust Board and subgroups around 8 days per year, with meetings of the board taking place in the evening, normally in Bearsden or Kirkintilloch. The role of independent director is voluntary. However, they are entitled to receive costs incurred while serving, including travel in Scotland, subsistence and all reasonable expenses. An application pack is available by emailing Company Secretary Maeve Kilcoyne at maeve.kilcoyne, KILCOYNE, @easternbarton.gov.uk. Applications should be returned by Friday, March the 21st.
WeBox can help make a big change worldwide, by Kevin McRoberts. Top comedian Sanjeev Kohli is urging people in East Dunbartonshire to use their WeBox to make a big change, saying it's not just for Catholics. Sanjeev said, "I'm a Sikh but went to a Catholic school, so grew up knowing and supporting SCIAF. It's the Scottish Catholic International Aid Fund, but their amazing projects overseas help people of all faiths and none. Not everyone knows that. They often work through church organisations in countries like Malawi and Zambia, and are rightly proud of these roots, but they help everyone, purely on the basis of need, no questions asked. The actor and comedian helped the humanitarian charity to launch its annual We Box Big Change appeal, which raises vital funds for its life-changing work in Africa, Asia and Latin America during Lent. Each year, generous Scots up and down the country give up a favourite treat such as coffee, chocolate, wine or crisps during Lent, and put the money they save into an SCIAF We Box. Supporters also hold fundraising events and take on personal challenges to raise money. They then donate it at Easter to provide a hand up to vulnerable communities worldwide, struggling to survive due to hunger, poverty and the climate emergency. This year, SCIAF's appeal focuses on emergency relief and peace-building projects in Choco, the poorest part of Colombia. Sanjeev added, "Like many people, I grew up with the SCIAF, but it's really only now as an adult I can fully appreciate how special it is. It was founded in a classroom in Rotherglen in 1965 by Scots who wanted to reach out in love to those less fortunate, and it's been spreading that love and compassion ever since. There really is something very special about that." Lorraine Curry, SCIAF's chief executive, said, "We are so delighted to have Sanjeev's backing this year. At SCIAF, we support people of all faiths and none, and believe that no one should be left behind. And that's what's been driving us for the last 60 years. Please give what you can to the SCIAF appeal this year. Even a small donation makes a huge difference. With your support, a better world is possible." For more details, visit www.scIAF.org.uk/WeBox. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Male voice choir on song for their spring concerts. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Tickets are now on sale for Westerton Male Voice Choir's popular spring concerts, with the theme Silver taking place next month. The choir, which draws its membership from Mulgai, Bearsden, Kirkintilloch, Bishopbriggs, Lenzie and further afield, will be performing on Friday, April 25 and Saturday, April 26, with an extra matinee on the Saturday at Kensington Hall, Bearsden. Audiences are now coming to extend a performance show from what, at over 70 members, is rapidly becoming one of the UK's largest male voice ensembles. The special celebratory concerts will feature a wide variety of music that will demonstrate the full potential of a large male chorus. That potential may be best exploited when WMVC hit the Highlands for the following weekend for their third self-promoted tour, following successful trips north last year. WMVC are aiming higher this year, and have booked no less than Inverness Cathedral for their Friday concert on May the 2nd, an iconic venue where the acoustics will add something more to an already strong sound. A return to the renowned Strathpeffer Old Spa Pavilion follows on the Saturday, with pop-up performances in Aviemore and Inverness also planned. An altogether exciting tour is in prospect for the lads, with around 50 committing to the trip, promising audiences something unique. The choir, led by Brian Marshall, celebrated 25 years with WMVC, and talented accompanist Penny Watson, continues to bring their own brand of male voice choral singing to a wide audience. Tickets are now available from www.ticketsource.co.uk/WMVC. And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts. Magical Crafting Club is finalist in Green Awards. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Our local children's craft club has made it to the final of an award ceremony after impressing judges for its approach to driving growth through sustainability. Magical Crafting Club in Bishopbriggs has been selected as a finalist for the first ever Green Growth Awards, a new national competition recognising small businesses leading the way in embracing sustainability to innovate and drive business growth. Launched by Small Business Britain in partnership with BT, the inaugural Green Growth Awards will award 2 sustainability grants of £5,000 to 2 small businesses that have successfully boosted their bottom line by implementing sustainable initiatives. The grants will help provide additional funding for businesses to invest further in this area. Joanna Craig, who founded the Magical Crafting Club, a creative craft club teaching kids how to craft more sustainably while building confidence, friendships and skills, is delighted they have made it to the final round of the awards after impressing judges with their commitment to green growth. Joanna said, "I am so excited to spread the word about our club and amazing kids choosing to learn how to craft by using recycled materials." Michelle Ovens, CBE, founder of Small Business Britain, commented, "The Green Growth Awards recognise the outstanding small businesses that are not only leading the way in sustainability, but are also using it to fuel innovation and growth. These businesses are proving that greener practices are not only benefit the planet, but also create real business success, whether through cost savings, waste reduction, or deeper customer engagement. Their passion and commitment are making a real impact on the communities and the economy." The nation's 5.5 million small businesses are estimated to represent half of the UK's business emissions, and the Green Growth Awards has been launched as part of Small Business Britain's ongoing partnership with BT to empower UK small businesses to better understand their environmental impact and embrace more sustainable practices and growth opportunities. Chris Sims, BT's Chief Commercial Officer for its UK business, said, "It's truly inspiring to see how these businesses are leveraging sustainable practices to achieve real business success and create positive change in their communities." The winners of the Green Growth Awards will be announced at a special event in BT's headquarters this week. Magical Crafting Club is a children's activity provider which runs a holiday club, after-school craft club, family crafting events and kids' crafty parties, based at Bishopbriggs Free Church. Find out more at www.magicalcraftingclub.com or www.facebook.com/magicalcraftingclub. And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Ian.
Freya competes to land UK title by Kevin McRoberts. A Kirkintilloch woman has returned to the world of pageantry in a bid to land the title of Miss Galaxy UK. Freya Taylor, currently Miss Galaxy Glasgow, will compete for the title at the end of this month, with the winner going on to represent the UK at the international finals in Orlando, Florida, to compete for the Miss Galaxy International crown. This will be her 4th attempt competing in the Galaxy system. She previously placed second to Miss Galaxy Scotland in both 2016 and 2017. Freya said, "I am very excited to be returning this year as Miss Glasgow Galaxy. I was lucky enough to represent Scotland at the Miss Global competition in Mexico at the start of 2020, and that experience ignited my drive to try again for the Galaxy crown. With the title, I hope to shine a light on local businesses and organisations, as well as advocating for animal welfare, LGBTQ+ rights, and female empowerment and safety. The world is a scary place just now, and us pageant girls are working hard to make a difference where we can." Since securing the Miss Glasgow Galaxy 2024-25 title, Freya has been busy fundraising and supporting charities, and raising awareness for various causes. Freya said, "So far, I have organised a blanket drive for the Dogs Trust and Cats Protection League, and have completed a charity 5K in aid of the Christie, the competition's chosen charity, which provides enhanced services over and above what the NHS funds. I am extremely proud to have launched a video interview series for Bi Visibility Week, in which I had candid chats with fellow pageant girls about bisexuality and the importance of keeping the conversation going. I am also very excited to be going into my 4th year on the team for Miss Glasgow Great Britain, which is a local qualifier to Miss Great Britain and is run by 2 other local pageant girls, sisters Olivia and Katie McPike. The Galaxy pageantry system operates over 7 age divisions: Little Miss, Pre-Teen, Junior Miss, Teen, Miss, Ms and Mrs, with Freya moving up to the Ms category since her last shot at a title. I'm very excited to be competing again, but it's almost like being a newbie again, as the landscape of pageantry has completely changed since COVID, she said. There's a lot more focus on online campaigns and social media than the in-person fundraisers and events that I'm used to from my previous times competing. It's lovely in a way that it gives us more of an opportunity to get to know our fellow competitors, no matter how far away they are. But I do miss getting glam and having everyone in one room to support a common cause. The Galaxy UK Pageant Finals will be held at the Park Hall Hotel, Chorley, Lancashire, from Friday, March 28th to Sunday, March 30th, with Freya's competition taking place on the final day. It's wonderful being able to return to something that I love in this new stage of life, and I can't wait to see what happens, she said. I'd love to become the first Miss Galaxy UK, and hopefully international, from Scotland. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Good day again, it's Philip here from Q and Review, reading the local church news in the Eastern Bartonshire area. And to begin with, we're going to Milton of Campsie Church. A piano duet by Phyllis Strachan and Donnie Matheson was one of the highlights of our Guild concert, which raised funds for their Crossreach project, Playful Beginnings. Thanks to the Anderson Singers for a great concert following last Friday's World Day of Prayer. Unity of celebrations with St Paul, St Mackin's and Campsie churches will take place this week at 12:30 p.m. A short service followed by a soup lunch will be offering. Yes, there'll be an offering as well taken up for Christian Aid. On Monday, March the 10th at St Mackin's. On Wednesday, March the 12th at Campsie Church. On Friday, March the 14th at Milton of Campsie Parish Church. It's just 20 weeks till Go Mad begins. Continued. Yes, it'll continue again. The Go Mad is our youth project and kids project in Milton of Campsie. The theme this year will be Marmalada, the stories of Jesus being brought to us by a refugee bear from darkest Peru. I wonder who that is. Looking forward to our union with Campsie Church. A steering group has been formed and we're aiming at a service of union at the end of November. The Minister, Julie, is now interim moderator of St David's Memorial Park Church in Kirkintilloch. Meantime, Cafe Church, or Cafe Connect, is on Tuesdays 9:30 a.m. till noon. Time to pray on Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the Eric Liddell room, followed by at 7:30 with the fellowship when Stephen Gowdy will speak about the development of medicines. Interesting. On Friday at 6:15 p.m, the BB anchor and junior sections will meet. Then on Monday at 9:45, baby and toddler group at 2 p.m, Hobbies Club, 7:30 p.m, Badminton Club. Now to Springfield, Cambridge in Bishopbriggs. This will be followed by a short service on Wednesday, March the 12th in Springfield, Cambridge Chapel from 11:10 to 11:30 and tea and coffee. I think there's a wee misprint there, but anyway, she'll carry on. A chat in the Hall of Fellowship is held afterwards, after the coffee time, and the Guild is inviting the congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the cupboard identifying specific items that are specially requested. Tickets for the quiz and fish supper night on Friday, April the 11th will be available in the Hall of Fellowship on Sundays, March the 23rd, 30th and 6th of April from members of the fundraising group. So there you have it. That's from Springfield, Cambridge, and now we go to Kirkintilloch, and their church title, St David's Memorial Park Church, is now been abbreviated to SDMP, which is their title of the initials, and all are welcome, they're saying. Join us on Sunday, March the 16th at 10:30am for a Cathy-style worship in the large hall. We will be looking at who is our neighbour. The service is relaxed service and will start with tea, coffee and pastries. Pastries sounds good. Everyone is invited and there will be something for everyone, no matter how old or young they may be. Looking forward to seeing you there. Yes, and on Tuesday, March the 11th, we have a short lunchtime service at 12 noon in the small hall. This is followed by tea, coffee, and for our Friendship Club is this week. Yes, it's this week, which runs from 1:30pm to 3pm. You're welcome to join knitting or sewing, or just come for a chat and enjoy the company and a wee cup of tea. So there you have it. That's from St David's Parish Church. They also mentioned that on March the 12th at 7pm they will continue with their Lent study based on the TV series The Chosen. In this episode, Matthew struggles to reconcile his own understanding of the reality. While Nicodemus meets with Jesus by night, we watch the programme together and then reflect on and discuss the meaning of the events which are covered in each episode. The latest in our series of concerts in the church is on Saturday, March the 15th at 7pm. Come along and hear Triptychs Trio, interesting name, an Edinburgh-based piano trio specialising in performing a piano trio repertoire, which has been specially arranged for their unique combination of instruments. The concert begins at 7pm and entries by nation, and all are welcome. So thank you for that, SDMP. Now to Lenzie Old Parish Church. Sunday worship is at 11am. A creche is available for children under 3. The quilt and craft group meet every Wednesday, 10 till 12 noon in the session room. Thursday afternoon club is on Thursday, March the 13th, 2 till 4pm. Enjoy tea, coffee and home baking, followed by a game of Scrabble, Dominoes, Rubik's Cube or Uno. If preferred, you can sit back and chat or do your knitting. Come and sing. The dementia-friendly group of singers meet in the church hall on Tuesday, March the 18th, 1:15 to 2:45pm. A warm welcome awaits all and, of course, a cuppa with some delicious home baking. Please feel free to come and sing. Scottish dancing is on every Thursday, 7:15 to 9:30. Come along for fun, fitness and friendship, and you'll be made very welcome. Now, staying in Kirkintilloch at Regent Hall, the Church of God there in Regent Street, Sunday, there will be a good news service at 4pm. This will feature our praise band, video clips, and a good news talk from Dr. Carol Smith. A warm welcome to everyone who is able to join us. On Wednesday, the coffee corner is open from 12 noon till 2pm. For home baking coffee, join our friends and neighbours for a coffee and a wee blether. All welcome. And for up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website, allthews.regenthall.org. The Bible says, the Bible quote here, it says, "For you know the grace of God, or the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet he for your sakes became poor, so that you through his poverty might know and might become rich." Amen to that. And now to Home Church in Lamanure Road. They also have a sister church in East End in Carmyle, and also they've got a home kitchen church down in Skelmorley. If you go to the retirement home there, they have a church cafe there, and also online, a church for all ages. For every house is built by someone, but the builder of all things is God. Yes, you guessed it. That's from Hebrews 3. Sunday, 9:30 and 11:30 worship services, followed by refreshments. A warm welcome awaits you at either service and will be identical. 2 services the same, so you can go to one or t'other. And the Sunday school as well and creche will meet. The evening service with communion on the 1st, 2nd and 4th Sunday of the month at various locations. at 6:30 p.m. Monday, ladies' prayer meeting at 7 p.m. Read through the Bible discussion on Zoom every fortnight at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, the engine room at 9:30. Zoom Bible study at 2:30 till 4 p.m. Wednesday, prayer and Bible study groups in the church and online. Thursday, prayer meeting in the church at 7 a.m. and football is at 7:30 p.m. Friday's youth group meet at 7:30 p.m. Prayer meeting also meets at 7:30 p.m. Home radio is available every day, 24/7, and if you want to hear my dulcet tones, tune in on a Monday night between 8 and 9 to the Monday Mission Show. See their Facebook, Instagram, home church website for information for Carmyle, home kitchen, cafe, church, Skilmorley and Kirkintilloch. And now to St Mary's Parish Church. The services on Sunday, March the 16th will begin at 11 a.m. as usual, and we will be taking service by Ruth Morrison, and there will be an all-age appreciate activities in the halls for our young people. Wednesday, welcome will continue on Wednesday, March the 12th, when tea, coffee and home baking plus a warm welcome will be available from 10 to 11:30 a.m. This will be followed by a short service taken by Ruth Morrison. The craft group meet on Monday, March the 17th, beginning at 2 p.m. The group will continue to make items to celebrate Easter. Fair trade items are available after the service every Sunday, and at the moment they have Easter eggs as well as olive wood key rings made by a Palestinian Christian community in Bethlehem. Now to Lenzie Union Parish Church back in Lenzie. The Sunday service is at 11 a.m. in the morning. Young people are also welcome at Lighthouse and Bible class. A live stream of the service will be available on YouTube. We also have the meeting place open for tea, coffee and home baking every Wednesday, 10 till 12 noon in New Hall. Everyone from the very young to the young at heart is welcome to attend. We also have a good selection of greetings cards and second-hand books for sale. The Lenzie Bridge Club is on Wednesdays in the Old Hall at between 1 and 3 p.m. Come play this classic game. And then the coffee pot opens on Fridays for tea, coffee, home baking, a warm, friendly atmosphere for all ages. And they also have a group called Silver Movers that meet on Monday, March the 17th at 1:30 p.m. in the Old Hall. A little light exercise and a lot of laughing. All you need is comfortable shoes and some water. Now to Torrance. Torrance Parish Church, the morning service is in person at 10:30 a.m. conducted by Stuart Evan. And during the service, the youngsters meet together in Crest, Junior Church and Frog. To join the service online, click on all the W's, torranceparishchurch.online.church. The cafe is open every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon for teas, coffee and delicious home baking. Why not come and taste for yourself? Yeah, come along. And then also the Boys Brigade meet on Wednesdays from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. P7 to S6. To find out about our regular weekly activities, check the website for what's on at www.tpc.org.uk. Now to Bishopbriggs, to Kenmure Parish Church. The Reverend Leslie Grieve will lead us in our Sunday morning worship, beginning at 1 p.m. Visitors to the area will be made very welcome when they join us for our services. You can attend either in person or online on our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched live as it is streamed or later at a time that suits you. You can find our channel by simply searching for Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall when teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. The most up-to-date details of all our groups may be found on the What's On, and I'll repeat that again, the What's On section of our website, kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. And if you'd like to join their group, their WhatsApp group, just email the church at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Now to Springfield, Cambridge Church. Mentioned them already, but I'm going to mention them again, and it's just to also add on, which I've not added on already, is the Sunday worship is on March the 16th. The morning worship will be led by the Reverend Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offerings in the offering plates as they are passed around the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning worship. Come and enjoy the fellowship. The Sunday school meets in room 2 with Crest facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and on Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. The next vestry hour will be on Wednesday, March the 12th, from 10 to 11 a.m. For anyone who'd like to speak to the minister, just contact the minister there. Check out the website for their contact details. Well, that's all the church news for this week. It's sometimes I question about how the Kirkintilloch Herald places adverts in, because sometimes they're a wee bit mixed up. But hopefully you're not mixed up today. God bless you and all you do, and hopefully you'll manage along to one of the church services in the Eastern Bartonshire area. God bless.
Wednesday the 12th of March, District News General. Aldi Sports Fund open for applications. Support for local sports clubs. Aldi Scottish Sport Fund in 2025 has returned for its 10th year, giving local sports club in central Scotland the opportunity to receive a share of £50,000 in funding. Aldi Scotland introduced its Scottish Sport Fund in 2016 to support individuals of all ages and abilities to get involved in physical activity in their local communities. The past decade has seen Aldi Scotland support over 650 clubs across Scotland, giving away almost £500,000, with the fund improving community access to sport across the country. Aldi Scottish Sport Fund welcomes applications from all sporting organisations that meet the specified criteria. Last year's Sports Fund saw Aldi Scotland support an array of sports clubs across the country, including South Lanarkshire Wheelchair Curling Club, Newtonshire Ladies FC, Ellie and Aylesbury Sailing Club, Bearsden Snow Sports and Inverness Shinty Club. This funding boost supported the clubs in securing and upgrading training space, acquiring new kits and equipment, and welcoming more participants to join sessions and reap the many benefits from playing sport. Graham Nicholson, Group Buying Director at Aldi Scotland, said, "As part of our commitment to making sport more accessible for all, Aldi Scottish Sports Fund has provided assistance to a wide range of clubs, enabling them to invest in the equipment, resources and spaces they need to thrive. We are proud to continue our support of sports clubs across Scotland and help them make a lasting impact on their communities. The response we receive every year is overwhelming, and we are looking forward to seeing even more clubs apply in 2025. I encourage all sports clubs in Central Scotland to take advantage of this fantastic opportunity and apply for funding. Sports clubs located across Central Scotland have until Sunday, April 13th to apply for funding. One applicant will be selected to receive £2,500 of funding. 2 applicants will each receive £1,000 of funding, while several other applicants will each receive £500 of funding. Apply at www.aldi.co.uk/Scottish Sport Fund. All applications will be considered by the Aldi Judgment Panel, and entrants will be notified of the outcome of their funding application within 6 weeks of the region's deadline. Horticultural Society. We all enjoyed our annual dinner held at the Broadcroft Hotel at the end of February. At our next meeting in Enterprise House on March the 20th, Jim German will be giving a talk on Branklin Gardens, Perthshire. We will also be holding an informal spring flower show with classes to include containers of hyacinths, crocuses, narcissi, daffodils and tulips, plus other potted plants and cut flowers. New members are always welcome and can contact Paul Malcolm on 0141 578 1520 or visit www.kirkintillochhorty.org.uk. Society of Antiquaries. Last Thursday, the antiquaries were treated to a talk on Symington and the Charlotte Dundas by Don Martin MBE. The Charlotte Dundas was the world's first practical steamship, which made a successful voyage to the Forth and Clyde Canal on March the 28th, 1803, and William Symington, who was the engineer who designed her. Symington was born in Lead Hill in 1764 and had been interested in steamships for some time, but progress was limited until he received the support of Sir Thomas Lord Dundas, governor of the Forth and Clyde Canal Company in 1800. Symington experimented with various designs and built a prototype in 1801 called Charlotte Dundas after Lord Thomas's daughter. This vessel encountered several problems, so Symington altered the design and built a second prototype, also named Charlotte Dundas, in 1802. This vessel made the east-west trip through the canal in March 1803. However, the company had concerns that the wash from the vessel might damage the canal banks and did not proceed further with the concept. Others were quick to take up on the opportunities offered by steamships, with the American inventor Robert Fulton producing the first commercially successful steamship on the Hudson in 1807, and Henry Bell the first public steamship on the Clyde in 1811. The adaptations that Symington made to his designs were picked up by George and Robert Stephenson in their railway engines in the 1820s. The influence of Symington's work thus spread far beyond the Forth and Clyde Canal. The Charlotte Dundas served as a dredger in the canal for many years. Sadly, William Symington died in poverty in London in 1831, but a large monument to him was erected in Lead Hills in 1891. Don took us safely through a maze of technical details about the mechanical workings of steamboats and how the design evolved, with a well-illustrated talk that had the audience fully engaged. St Columba's Men's Club. At 7:30 p.m. every Monday, St Columba's Men's Club meets in the Church Hall in Old Isle Road, Kirkintilloch, and offers a very warm welcome, together with the chance to play a bit of pool or snooker, dominoes, or even some table tennis, or just enjoy a cup of coffee or tea and a chat. Members come from all around. If you would like more details, contact either Ian Gibb on 0141 776 5453 or Jim Kennedy on 07767 124 416. And that was District News Journal, date Wednesday the 12th of March. Wednesday the 12th of March, Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald's letters page. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD JNSCOTLAND.co.uk, and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Vote for the best loos. Sir, as the Managing Director of the Loo of the Year Awards, I am passionate about recognising and promoting excellence in public washrooms and loos. The Loo of the Year Awards 2025 entries are now open, and we are making it our mission to find the best away-from-home loos in the UK. We need your help to identify outstanding toilets in your community. We want to hear about the toilets that truly stand out, whether for exceptional hygiene, accessibility features, or innovative design. Perhaps it's a shopping centre, service station, visitor attraction, or local business that goes the extra mile to ensure a top quality experience. Or your employer might have the spectacular toilets which really help with employee well-being and the culture of the business. Our independent judges will assess nominated facilities on cleanliness, maintenance, accessibility, hygiene provisions, and overall user experience. Winning washrooms gain national recognition and help drive improvements in public facilities. Readers can submit nominations via www.loo.co.uk or social media. Let's work together to celebrate the UK's best washrooms and raise standards for all. Yours, etc. Becky Wall, BEM, the Lou of the Year Awards. Starve the poor to defend the rich? Sir, I can fully agree with the desire to increase UK defence spending, especially with Vladimir Putin waging war on our continent and Donald Trump's unpredictable behaviour on an alarming range of things. Nevertheless, let us not get so focused on defence spending that we end up unwittingly causing the starvation and death of poor people in developing countries. The Prime Minister committed to increasing Britain's defence spending to 2.5% of gross domestic product, GDP. To achieve this figure, he cut international development spending from 0.5% to 0.2% of the annual UK budget. You may remember that the British political parties agreed that the International Development Fund should never fall below 0.7%. This percentage was enshrined in law. And now the Labour government apologises, stating they have no choice. I disagree with this. The Liberal Democrats have a clear plan to raise that money by increasing the digital services tax on the profits of social media firms and other tech giants. International aid has been transformative for millions of people in poverty and hunger. It has helped to tackle the spread of disease and counter the harmful impacts of climate change. At this time of terrible conflict and instability, the UK needs to strengthen both our armed forces and our soft power, including international aid. Yours, etc., Finlay Craig, by email. Change needed. Sir, the SNP has been in control of Scotland's devolved legislature since the 2007 Holyrood election, but, in recent times, is a minority government. Currently they hold 62 seats, whilst the combined seats of the opposition of Tories, Labour, Liberals, Greens and the one Independent amount to 68. Only with support from the Greens can they hope to pass legislation. Judging by its lack of support from the electorate in the most recent general election, the SNP can only be described as a spent force. Gone are the halcyon days of regular mass rallies with pipe bands and tartan-clad wood-painted warriors. The electorate now have realised the state of the economy, competent services, especially in public transport, and a well-managed NHS service in Scotland are far more important than independence. I would suggest that it is highly unlikely that John Swinney will lead what is left of the SNP support to a glorious victory in the spring of 2026. Yours, etc., Robert I.G. Scott. Address supplied. Big questions. Sir, when Donald Trump demands our money back, does he mean after the unpaid investors and or suppliers in his bankrupt company get theirs back? When J.D. Vance demands non-public diplomacy, does he mean similar to Trump's very public demand for Greenland and for Canada to be the 51st state? Why cannot they give a guaranteed backstop as requested, since, if they trust Putin as they confidently assert, it will never have to be implemented? Conversely, have they never thought that if Putin died tomorrow, he might well be replaced with someone less worthy of their trust? Yours, etc., John Burkett, by email. And that was Wednesday the 12th of March, letters page. Public notices. Traffic notices. East Dunbartonshire Council public notices. The East Dunbartonshire Council unnamed footpath adjacent to Freeland Place and Luggybank Road, Kirkintilloch. Temporary closure, Order 2025. On 11th of March 2025, the East Dunbartonshire Council made the above named order under Section 14 (1) of the Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984, which makes it unlawful for any person to exercise or cause or permit to be exercised a pedestrian right of passage on that section of the unnamed footpath adjacent to Freeland Place and Luggybank Road, Kirkintilloch, from the point where the said unnamed footpath meets Freeland Place and Luggybank Road, Kirkintilloch, north-eastwards for a distance of 55 metres, or thereby to the existing underpass beneath the A806 New Layersland Road, Kirkintilloch, which runs adjacent to the Forth and Clyde Canal by reason of works being executed on or near this road. This order will operate from 06:00 hours on Monday 17th of March 2025 until 18:00 hours on Sunday 27th of April 2025. Alternative routes. The alternative routes will be by way of the existing footpath network within Lucky Park, the existing underpass near the 8806 Initiative Road / Parliament Road, existing footways on Parliament Road, Townhead and Freeland Place, Kirkintilloch, and these routes will be signposted. Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal and Regulatory Services, East Dunbartonshire Council Headquarters, Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Members' surgeries. Councillors' arrangements for interviewing residents. Ward 5, Bishopbriggs South. Councillor Gordon Lowe. 15th March 2025. Bishopbriggs Academy. Dining area. 10 AM to 10:45 AM. Councillor Gordon Lowe. 15th March 2025. Bishopbriggs Library and Community Hub. Room 1. 11:15 AM to 12 noon. Councillor Gordon Lowe. 15th of March 2025. Auchennairn Early Years and Community Hub. Room 1. 12:30 PM to 1:15 PM. Ward 7, Kirkintilloch East, North and Twecker. Councillor Pamela Marshall. 15th March 2025. Kirkintilloch Hub. Room 1. 10 AM to 10:45 AM. Councillor Pamela Marshall. 15th March 2025. Hillhead Community Centre. Room 2, 11:15 AM to 12 noon. Councillor Pamela Marshall. 15th March 2025. Twecker Healthy Living and Enterprise Centre. 12:15 PM to 1 PM. Councillor Stuart MacDonald. 19th March 2025. Twecker Healthy Living Centre. 5:30 PM to 6 PM. Councillor Stuart MacDonald. 19th March 2025. Hillhead Community Centre. 6:15 PM to 6:45 PM. Between surgeries, councillors can be contacted at the Members Support Unit on 0300 12345 10. And that was this week's public notices. Sport. Players need to listen to the boss. Report by Brian Yule. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy boss John Gibson wants his players to start doing what they are told, following a 1-1 draw at home to Maple Juniors in the West of Scotland First Division. Luke Barclay took just 5 minutes of his home debut to hook the ball into the net to give the hosts the lead. He then had a second ruled out for offside, while Jamie McLean hit the post, before Scott Granger equalised for Maple just before the break. Rob Roy hit to woodwork again in the second period, when Jordan Perry's drive came back off the crossbar. The visitors went down to 10 men when their captain Thomas Maitland was showing a red card. The hosts pushed for a winner, Toby Ferry having an effort cleared off the line, but had to settle for a point. Rob Roy boss John Gibson told the club's media team, "It's probably 2 points dropped. We started really well, got a good early goal and were well on top for the first 20-25 minutes. Then they started doing things they thought they should be doing instead of what they were doing to get in front. We need to make good decisions, but it was a case of, I'll do what I want instead of thinking of the team. So overall, I'm disappointed. I'm still confident we'll get out of this position, but only if they start doing what they are told." Results. First Division, Kirkintilloch Rob Roy 1, Maple Juniors 1. Rutherglen Glencare 6, Ashfield 0. Vale of Clyde 0, Petershill 1. Second Division, Caledonian Locomotives 1, Lanark United 5. Third Division, Ardeo Thistle 2, Glasgow Perthshire 0, Thorn Athletic 6, Finnart 0. 4th Division, Campbelltown Pupils 1, West Park United 5. Saturday fixtures: 1st Division, Petershill vs Kirkintilloch Rob Roy. 2nd Division, Whitlets Vics v Caledonian Locomotives. 3rd Division, Finnart vs Wishaw, Glasgow Perthshire vs Irvine Vics. 4th Division, Rossville vs Newmains United, St Peters vs West Park United. That report was written by Brian Newell and read by me, Ian McKenna. Hoy urges walkers to get their kilts on for cancer. Sir Chris Hoy has confirmed his Tour de Four charity cycling event will be supported by Kiltwalk and the Hunter Foundation this year. In a video message on the Kiltwalk YouTube channel, Sir Chris explains why anyone who selects Kiltwalk as their chosen charity will raise funds for 5 cancer charities he is supporting through Tour de Four. The 6-time Olympic champion was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer in 2023 and told last year it has spread to his bones and is terminal. Sir Chris said, "I'm so honoured and delighted to announce that my charity cycling event, the Tour de Four, is going to be supported by the Kiltwalk and the Hunter Foundation this year. The great news is, if you select Kiltwalk as your chosen charity, all of your fundraising plus gift aid will go to the 5 cancer charities I'm supporting through the Tour de Four, following my stage 4 prostate cancer diagnosis 18 months ago. The Kiltwalk is an unforgettable experience that takes place in Glasgow, Aberdeen, Dundee and Edinburgh. So sign up now at thekiltwalk.co.uk and choose Kiltwalk. Thank you and good luck." The Kiltwalk takes place in Glasgow on April 26th-27th, Aberdeen on June the 1st, Dundee on August 17th and Edinburgh on September 14th. The 5 charities are Breast Cancer Now, Cancer Research UK, Macmillan Cancer Support, Maggie's and Prostate Cancer UK. The inaugural Tour de Four takes place on September the 7th, beginning and ending at the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome in Glasgow. The author of that article is unattributed. UK interest in hosting World Cup. Report by Brian Newell. The FAs of Scotland, England, Northern Ireland and Wales will collectively submit an expression of interest to FIFA for the UK to host the Women's World Cup in 2035. This follows last week's decision by the FIFA Council to recommend that the 2035 tournament is hosted in either Europe or Africa. First Minister John Swinney said, "Scotland is a world-renowned host of international sporting events and a strong advocate of the importance of sport and physical activity for women and girls. The World Cup is the pinnacle of women's football. As home support grows for the Scottish women's national team, the Scottish Government would be delighted to work with the SFA and other partners to explore bringing this fantastic event and its benefits here." SFA Chief Executive Ian Maxwell added, "Being part of a UK bid to host the Women's World Cup will provide a memorable global spectacle for fans of all ages. As well as having the eyes of the world on the sport's biggest tournament, it will allow fans to experience the magic of a World Cup on our doorstep, ideally with the national team taking centre stage at Hampden Park. It will also enable us to supercharge the progress made in growing women's football in Scotland. While it is early days, it would represent an enthralling destination as part of a 10-year journey to accelerate the women's game at grassroots, domestic and international levels. The last time the Women's World Cup took place in Europe was in 2019, with France as the host, which is also the last time Scotland qualified for the tournament. The 2023 competition was held in Australia and New Zealand, the first edition in the Southern Hemisphere. The next Women's World Cup will be hosted by Brazil in 2027, its first time in South America, although most of Europe voted for the joint Belgium, Germany and Netherlands bid. The host for the 2031 has yet to be chosen, but it will be either Africa or North America, with Morocco, South Africa, and a joint USA/Mexico bid in the running. Full proposals for 2035 have to be submitted by November, with a decision being made towards the middle of next year. And that report was by Brian Yule. Major milestone, a city set for 500th SWPL game. Report by Brian Yule. Glasgow City will mark a major milestone on Sunday when the club hosts Hibernia in its 500th Scottish Women's Premier League match. As part of the celebrations, the SWPL 1 leaders have invited all former players to attend Petershill Park for the game, which will be broadcast live on BBC Alba. Around 230 players have pulled on the orange shirt since the original Trailblazers were founded in 1998. To recognise all those who have helped shape City's journey, a new installation will be added to the walls of the stadium signed by players past, present and in the future. City Chief Executive Laura Montgomery, who founded the club alongside Carol Ann Stewart, said, "When Cass and I started Glasgow City, we dreamed of establishing a club that gave women and girls who love football as much as we do a place to call home. To still be competing at the elite level of the game today is testament to every fan, player, coach and member of staff who has believed in our journey. The SWPL is a competition where we have experienced some of our most memorable moments, and we remain solid in our commitment not only to grow women's football at an elite level in Scotland, but for everyone." City needed extra time on Sunday to beat Hearts 3-2 and book their place in the semi-final of the Women's Scottish Cup. The visitors took the lead after 24 minutes when Katie Lockwood cut back for Nicole Kozlova to score. Hearts drew level just before half-time. Bailey Hutchinson prodded home, and the same player would put them back in front with 11 minutes to go with a well-struck shot. However, just as it looked as if City would be heading out in the last minute, Lisa Forrest smashed in the equaliser. In injury time, Hearts were left a player light as Lizzie Waldy received a second yellow card for bringing down Linda Motalio. City used their numerical advantage to the fullest in injury time, with Kimberly Smith grabbing the winner from a Maddie Fulton corner in injury time. Rossville women lost 5-1 at home to SWPL 2 leaders Hamilton Accies on Sunday. Things probably won't be much easier this weekend when they make the trip to second place Kilmarnock. And that article was written by Brian Yule.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.